Welcome back. Now, the inaugural Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers was started to signify the strong demand for female writers. The event will feature a range of established and emerging women authors, as well as panelists, as well as a few book vendors selling some of their works. The event will take place today at the Johannesburg Business School, and to share a brief overview of what can be expected, we're joined by South African journalist, novelist, publisher, and Editor Zukiswa Wanner. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning to you.
It's so good to have you. I mean, for somebody who may not know, tell us a little bit about, the inaugural Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers. What is it?
Well, it's actually not the inaugural. It's the second one.
It's the second one, yes.
The inaugural one was last year. But it's a festival of women writers. As you know, we've just had International Women's Day on the 8th. And so you've got a bunch of fabulous women writers with Barbara Masekela as the patron. And you have all these amazing people, Eleanor Susulu. And our keynote this year has been the amazing Margaret Busby, who was the first Black woman and the youngest to be publisher in the UK in 1967 to set up a publishing company, Allison and Busby. So I will be in conversation with her later this morning at about 9, but there are also a lot of other absolutely amazing writers. We've got people like Vangile Gacho, we've got, Sunyati, we have, just Lebogang Masango, a whole host of beautiful, brilliant writers, which really centers women and which shows that women are writing. But more importantly, are outwriting the boys.
Speak to us about last year's event and, what lessons came out of that one, because last year's was the first one.
Last year, I actually wasn't there, so I wouldn't be able to say something to you conclusively. But I am hoping that there were lessons to be made. I understand that it was in a different venue, for instance, the keynote. And I mean, the greatest lessons, obviously, is that they probably should have me. Because now I'm here.
I mean, let's talk about the themes for this year. What issues will you be touching on? We touched on the authors that are going to be there, Sunyati as well. But what are some of the big themes that will be explored at this year's festival?
So there's the Centering Family, which will be discussing children speaking in learning to read African languages, which I think is something that has been quite lacking, but which I know Eleanor Sulu's Puku champions. So there is that, there is learn feminism, there is aging gracefully. Are women writers allowed to age? I'm going to be on that panel, and Makosazana Klawa will be the one who will be moderating, and we will have Lynn Joffe and a few others. And there's navigating intimate relationship and using financial, social, and emotional currency. And then there is the burden of expectation of what women are supposed to be like. And that is going to be a fire panel. Karaba Kholoing will be the one moderating it. And it will have Lebogang Peko, Auckland Lovu, Moshtadi Tlomela, and Busekile Kumalo. So there are a lot of exciting panels, and I think the saddest thing for me is that there are a lot of parallel panels. So there's 3 panels at any one go, and that will be running from 9 up until 5 today. So there are a lot of parallel panels, and I'm sad that I won't be able to attend all of them because I might be in some of them.
I mean, let's talk about how a festival like this does for something such as female authors and their visibility on the continent and in South Africa in general.
I think it's you know how with a lot of professions, they and literature is no less. They say they are. So, for instance, they'll say that you are a writer. They'll be like, they're a writer, and then they'll be like, you are a woman writer. Nobody, but nobody ever says to a man they're a male writer. They always say woman writer. So I think it's just really nice that even using that term, women writers, just Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers.
Yes.
Just really like subverting it and saying, well, you know, this is who we are, but we're fabulous and we're doing this. And there will be also like really amazing booksellers as well, with lots of books so people can come and buy. And you know, you'll pay for the books, but the signatures are free.
Yeah.
So that's always some wonderful thing to experience when you get your book autographed.
Yeah, it would be interesting. What I want to find out at the moment is that what are you reading at the moment? What is capturing you at the moment?
Well, I just finished actually reading something. I just finished reading Angela McCullough's The Reed Dance Stalker.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know, it's
How
a
was that?
follow-up to Red Ink,
Yes.
which we've been watching on Showmax.
Yeah.
So that is absolute. If you haven't started watching it on Showmax, guys, have you watched it? Have you started watching it?
I can't. I don't want to watch it.
You're waiting.
Purely because I'm yet to finish. You know what Angela's busy with at the moment. So I don't want to spoil it, because how Angela is something else.
Yeah.
Angela is something else. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking,
watch Red Ink.
Angela, we need to have this conversation about how did we get. I mean, the whole Swaziland. You know how everybody is just sitting there at the edge of our seat, because and then that's one of the reasons I don't want to watch Red Ink at the moment, is because I'm busy with what Angela's busy with at the moment.
So you're busy with Reed Dance Stalker?
Yes, I'm
No, but that's fine. Red Ink is from the
previous.
from the
Yes, I know
previous,
that.
the first book.
No. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh,
Let's not
okay.
spoil it.
You don't even want to watch Bonk.
No.
You can't do it just to watch Bonk, because now I was like, okay, my friend, you've done this thing, but initially I'm watching for Bonk, you know?
Yeah.
And then afterwards I was like,
All right, let's get back to the festival. And before I even let you go, let's speak about the medal you won in Germany. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, it's a state commendation. It was like equivalent to Order of Ikamanga Silver or whatever, but it's given to non-Germans who have contributed to cultural connections or whatever. And I received it in 2020, and I was the first African woman to receive it. And on Monday, I gave it back.
Okay, because you've had it for all that long?
I gave it back. On Monday, I gave it back. And I also gave their commendation back as well. I said, thank you, Germans. And the major reason that I did that is because the UN High Commission for Refugees has reported that Germany is one of the two countries, Germany and America, the two largest countries that are giving military aid to Palestine, to Israel rather, and to killing Palestinians. And I was like, no, I can't mess with a country that doesn't have those values, but particularly because of Germany's history itself. I mean, they were responsible for a genocide in Namibia with the Herero and Nama. They were responsible for a genocide in Tanzania with the Maji Maji Rebellion. And then there was the Holocaust. And now you are again siding on the side of genocide in Jani, guys. You know, so I was like, no, I can't.
All right.
So I gave it back. And what was beautiful is within 24 hours, the other African who received it in 2022, who is Egyptian artist Mohamed Abla, also gave up his. So he said, no, I'm giving up my award as well. Here's your medal. We're not messing with you as Africans.
All right.
I love.
Zukiswa, thank you so much for coming. Always a pleasure. I hope you enjoy the festival today, Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers. It's happening today. We just had a conversation with a journalist, a novelist and editor on this year's Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers, which celebrates literary excellence and cultural diversity.